Well, well, well. 1 year doing Let's Talk Cowboys. It has been incredible. 55 years old today, and I'm not afraid to say it. Praise and glory be to God. Thank all of y'all for supporting me. Let's go! Yep. Let's go! Man, 1 year has flew by. But nevertheless, we are going on year number 2. 18,800. Let me see where we are. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member or subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. 18,802 subscribers in 1 year. Appreciate y'all. Man, so much to be thankful for. And one of the things I am most thankful for, God, faith, God, family, and football. And man, I am thankful for Let's Talk Cowboys. Thankful for God bringing this into my life. Thankful for every one of y'all who have been supporting me. And some of y'all been supporting me from the very beginning. So man, I appreciate y'all. All right. So we got a great show planned for today. Hey, it's happy birthday and 1 year anniversary. So man, we gotta talk Cowboys today. So we have an absolute great show planned for today. But we're only gonna go for about an hour and a half because I want us to see this Eagles-Giants game. This Eagles-Giants game, it has some great ramifications for us. So we're gonna talk about that towards the end. But let's talk about the show we're gonna have for today. It looks like a lot, but we're gonna breeze right through it. First, hot off the press, Dak Prescott press conference just dropped about 20 minutes ago. We're gonna listen to the Brian Broaddus breakdown as he talks about Ted McMillan and the Carolina Panthers. Darren Woodson should be Hall of Famer. Darren Woodson. We're gonna listen to him talk about the Cowboys. Then we're gonna breeze quickly through the rest of the show. We're gonna look at the Carolina Panthers box score from last week. I kind of want to look at that, and I may even try to look at the last 3 times the Cowboys have played the Panthers. The crazy thing is the Cowboys have played the Panthers, I think, 3 times in the last 3 years, and every single time the Cowboys have played them on the road. Now, come on, they got to do better than that. And then we'll look briefly at that Cowboys injury report. Then we're going to ask a few questions about how many yards will Rico Dowdle get. I'm going to talk just a tinge about potential trades. And then we're going to look at the Eagles versus the Giants just for a few moments. And then we're going to let y'all get to the game. So that's what we're doing. Dak Prescott, Broaddus, Darren Woodson, Carolina's box score, Cowboys injury report, Rico yards, potential trades, Eagles versus Giants. Let's go! Let's go! Let's get a quick roll call in. Appreciate this Cowboys family. Best chat on YouTube. Let's go. Big Moss Dog. What's going on? He said hit that like button. What's going on, Big Moss Dog? Terry Tatum. He said happy birthday. Appreciate you. Kaylin Clark, happy birthday. Appreciate you. Dominique Pittman. Appreciate you. It's time to bless him. The Big Rombowski. Appreciate you. Appreciate that $1.99. Yes, sir. My right-hand man, Daniel M. He said, happy birthday. He said, we're going to get that win for you, bro. Man, I hope, let me tell you something. It's going to be great. Cowboys get this 2-game winning streak. Dominique Pittman, he said, the man, the myth, the legend. Appreciate you. Happy birthday, he says. Appreciate you. Sweet Z, appreciate that. Appreciate it, Sweet Z. Ron Hanna, appreciate you. Prayers still going up to you and your family, my brother. Prayers going up. My sister, Nisi, what's going on from the very beginning? What's going on, my sister? Jacob Jackson and this thing. What's going on? He's an OG. Happy birthday. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate the prayer. Dat Sax guy, what's going on? Kelsey Williams, what up? Lord Nova, appreciate that. New House Regulator, what's going on? Good to see you in this thing. Chris Shelby, what's going on? Good to see you. Keek, what up with you? K Choice, appreciate that $20 super chat. Yeah, K Choice, 1 year. To God be the glory. Thankful that he put y'all in my life. Appreciate you. The Queen, my sister again from the beginning. What's going on with you? Good to see you. Brian Worley up in this thing. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate the birthday wishes. It's the real estate vet. What's going on with you? Good to see you. William Gann Jr., appreciate you. He said, I turned 44 Tuesday. Happy birthday. Everyone we celebrate, man, we gotta thank God. Appreciate you. Happy birthday. Running Dubs up in this thing. What's going on? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Robert Dudley, what's going on? He said, happy birthday, G, number 39 again. Yo, 55 is still alive, man. It's a blessing, brother. It is a blessing. Dominique Pittman, he said, we gonna hit 20K soon. Yes, sir. To God be the glory. LaRon Williams, appreciate you. Jared Thomas, my man from the beginning also. He said, gee, yes, we can and will. He said, the big thing for me is I believe that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the league. I don't say the NFC East. He's the best quarterback in the league. Divine King, appreciate you. Again, my sister LaQueen, appreciate that super chat. $20, $19.99, same thing, $20. I appreciate you, my sister. Booby D, appreciate you. Tristan York, appreciate you. Yeah, let's go. All right, we're gonna get this thing started. I'll greet the rest of y'all as we get this thing going. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Give yourselves a hand. Best chat on YouTube. I appreciate y'all rocking with me for this whole year. To God be the glory. All right, so let's get this thing going. I want to make sure, I don't have no feedback here. All right, so let's get into this first thing with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, this is hot off the press. Dak Prescott is talking Cowboys. And, it's strange, when you start talking about content creation this 2025 season, because the Cowboys have been so good at staying with football. Man, I think a lot of content creators are probably, they're not saying it, but they may be thinking the same thing. The content, man, it's a little bit different this year because we don't have so much of the drama. And so some of the content, man, you gotta really come with it if you're going to come with some content, because the Cowboys are not giving us the drama that they normally give us. So we're really having to report on the Cowboys. And so I find that to be refreshing, because one of the things that I don't want to make a habit of doing is profiting off of the Cowboys' demise, because a lot of people have made a living off of profiting off the Cowboys' demise. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of the Cowboys. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. It's cool and all that stuff to report on the Cowboys, but I want them to be successful while I'm reporting on them too. And I want it to be all about football. And I think this is why some of the content creation hasn't been like it was last year, because there's just not a lot of drama. The Cowboys they're focused, Brian Schottenheimer, I think he's proven a lot of people wrong. He's pretty much everything we thought he was going to be so far. He's done a lot of things he said he was going to do. And so, man, this Cowboys season, it's kind of weird because after Monday and then when you get to Saturday, it's kind of quiet because there's just not a lot of talk except for football. But, boy, I can appreciate it because all the drama that's been around this team for years, man, sometimes it just gets nauseating. But football, man, I absolutely love it. I appreciate it. So let's listen to Dak Prescott. Always a good interview. Let's check it out.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick.
Dak, just looking at the Jets game, coming off of that game, going into the Panthers game, what's your biggest positive takeaway from that game that you guys can try to keep rolling against the Panthers, and what's one thing that you guys still want to improve upon?
Yeah, I mean, we got to improve on we definitely have to improve on just the 3 and outs. We're too good of an offensive unit just to have that many number of 3 and outs or even, scoreless possessions there in the second half when we had a chance to put them away a lot earlier than we did. But once again, a lot to build off of. When you score plus 30 in the NFL, that's good momentum. And obviously the pass game, the run game, they were balanced to an extent, maybe not to our standard. But it was a good road win. Anytime you can get a road win of that caliber in the NFL, that's going to take a big chunk of confidence and move us forward, especially going back-to-back road games.
Speaking of confidence, when there seems to be a play where somebody jumps off sides and you seem to really early on identify, hey, this is a free play for me, and usually it gets a pretty good return on the investment there like you did in that last game. What's going through your mind when you see that and everything you have to process in that moment?
The play worked. I mean, a lot of the times I want that play. So when the ball snapped, I was a little surprised in this past week, right? The guy barely jumped. Brock did a hell of a job of pulling it and getting him off sides. But from there, I mean, that's a place that I want to be. I've got guys who can catch better than 50-50 balls headed downfield with the defense kind of on their heels, not even getting into their coverage, really just trying to match people and keep a shell on it. And just at that point, it's about giving a guy a chance, and the rest is up to those guys.
You're completing over 70% of your passes despite leading the league in passing attempts. What allows you to maintain that efficiency at such a high volume?
I mean, just the work I've put into this for one. Just how good I feel with just the offense, the way Shotty's been dialing things up. And then obviously the protection's a huge part of it. You can't do that if you're not getting protected the right way and receivers are getting to the right spot. So that's just that's everything just coming together, honestly. And I want to be higher than that. I mean, I don't like any incompletions unless it's truly just a throwaway, right? So our standard is high, and we make sure we push it each and every day at practice, and it's just about going out there and continuing to raise it.
Obviously, Ryan had a huge day with you last weekend. We know about the work you do with guys at your house in the offseason and the trip you take with the receivers. What's been the process of learning how to build that chemistry with guys that are maybe lower on the depth chart, so when it's their time,
Yeah, that's why that time in the off season, whether it's at the house or a local high school or annual trips, are so important because when you get into the game action or into the game week in the normal flow of things, you're really throwing to 3 or 4 of the guys that you expect to be out there. And so there's a good bit of training camp and time that I wasn't getting reps again with Flo. And sure enough, right, he gets in there and there's not a beat and miss. And it's because if we can go back to those banked reps of confidence that we have of way back to the spring. So it's not like I'm throwing to somebody brand new or something I haven't done before. Now at that point, it's just about communicating on just the details of the route.
What are your thoughts about Rico Dowdle's message to the Cowboys that buckle up this week?
Is that what he said?
Double down on it, too.
Said he stands on it.
Good for Rico. I like Rico. I love Rico. I just texted him at the end of the last game. Hell of a job rushing for 200. Told him to see him this week. So I'll keep that. Huh?
What do you say back?
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, something like that. Appreciate it, bro. See you then.
What's been the effect on you of this?
Man, I am telling y'all, I've already done 2 videos about this. Poor Rico Dowdle. I'm sure he wants the smoke, so it's not like he don't want the smoke. He wants the smoke, but I'm telling you, this is not the same team that he was on when he was here and we couldn't stop the run. Oh, nah. This is something totally different. This is something totally different. And now they're going to be gunning for Rico. You watch what I tell you. They will be running for Rico. We're going to ask the question at the end about how many yards do y'all think he will get. But, yeah, they're going to be ready for Rico.
Success of the running game, the commitment to the running game, the evolution of the play-action passing game.
I love it. No bigger fan. You coming in early in my career, I guess the run game was so good. It's something that you took for granted, and then having a couple of years right in the past where we just weren't able to be efficient and consistent enough in the run game. Handing the ball off feels great, and as you said, it opens up my favorite part of playing quarterback, play action, and so the biggest fan of it.
How much has Clayton Adams been a part of the success offensively?
Yeah, huge. He's the OC for one, but just the way that he installs plays when he stands in front of the team, the confidence that he shows, that he portrays, he exudes, and just the professionalism, I guess, that he expects is contagious, and everybody feels it. And he's a hell of a dude. I feel like as much as anything, obviously the plays and all that he's installed are working. It's a little bit of his personality that this offense is taken from him and moving forward each and every game of just going to get it done at all costs, whatever it takes.
Shotty talks a lot about the play caller's purpose. What does that mean to you?
While we installed a play, just that. It's something that we've used around here and said right for a couple of years, but it just goes back into exactly why they designed this play this way with the formation and this. And once all that's illustrated out to me, it's easy to see, and I understand where we're trying to attack, why we're trying to attack, maybe what it's not so great against, and that allows me to play comfortable within the play.
Hey, Newhouse fam, man, you know what? It's funny that you say this, because that's kind of what if you look at the thumbnail, that Javonte Williams, I don't know if he's better than Rico Dowdle, but he's better for this offense than Rico Dowdle is. I think he's the kind of runner that Brian Schottenheimer was looking for. I think Brian Schottenheimer had something to do with them not re-signing Rico Dowdle. I think Brian Schottenheimer targeted Javonte Williams because he remembered him when he was healthy in Denver. And so it's funny because, Newhouse, you make a great point. You said they need to be asking the Panthers, are they going to buckle up for the Javonte Williams? Man, let me tell you something. I will not be surprised if Javonte Williams runs right through them boys for $150. I will not be surprised he runs right through them for $150. They're talking about Rico. What about Javonte Williams? Javonte Williams is a very violent runner. And I will not be surprised if this too, man, you think about this thing with Rico Dowdle. This thing with Rico Dowdle is like really, really weird. Because Rico Dowdle, in the grand scheme of things, all right, I thought I was going to be able to pull that up, but I'll pull it up somewhere else. Rico Dowdle, in the grand scheme of things, Rico Dowdle up until last week, Rico Dowdle's first 4 games of the season. First game of the season, three carries, 12 yards. Second game, 6 carries, 9 yards. Third game, 10 carries, 30 yards. Fourth game, 9 carries, 32 yards. And then all of a sudden last week he just breaks out. He just breaks out with a monster game. So some of his stats, in a sense, are really skewed. Whether people realize it or not. His stats are skewed because all of his stats are pretty much coming from 1 week. And that is crazy when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. So Javonte Williams has been doing this for the whole season. This dude's just been dominating. He's been dominating. So I'm telling us, they need to be worried about Javonte Williams. They really do. And I'm hoping that this is the week that the Cowboys start getting Jaden Blue a little bit more acclimated. Getting some runs that are tailor-made for Jaden Blue to make this running game even more potent. Because, man, I'm going to tell you, there are 2 things that travel well when you get down into them playoffs. You get into December, November, December, January, February. There are 2 things that travel well. Run games, and defenses. And both of them are based on the trenches. The Cowboys are building something. They just got to stay on that trajectory. And so they got to keep reaching from within. Before we start reaching out, let's see what this dude, Jaden Blue, is And then let's see what Phil Mafia is. But I tell you this, Cowboys got some roster issues, man. Because some of these players they got to bring back. They got to make some room for them. They're going to have to make room for Savon Revel Jr., Phil Mafia. I mean, they got to make room for him. Ryan Flanoy cannot go back to the practice squad. Because if Ryan Flanoy go back to the practice squad, I can tell you straight up, it's over with. There is no way this dude will make it on the practice squad again. After the game he had last week, dude will be gone. So the Cowboys got to keep him on the squad, so they're going to have to do some maneuvering to keep these people in. Devin Mills said, gee, we're going to get that work in against Carolina. Yeah, Rico's not going to have 100 yards against us, but Williams will have over 100. Yeah, I believe it. I don't care if that dude Chubba or whatever his name is, I don't care if he run for 300 yards in this game. I can tell you who not going to run for 100 yards, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, you talked a lot about marrying the run in the pass game and how that's been an emphasis for him and kind of self-scout with that. How much does the play caller's purpose mixed with the marrying with the run in the pass kind of demonstrate every week for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's evident. You can go back and you watch every game, and I guarantee you can find formations that we're doing multiple run plays, action plays, drop backs out of, whether it's the motions and the formations or just the way that we're presenting it, and that's going to keep a defense on their heels at all times.
Dak, I was talking to Will Greer, and he said he kind of, in that QB room, you guys quiz each other on certain looks and what you're going to get. Can you kind of walk us through that process, what you guys go through did they help you get mentally ready and understand?
Yeah, those guys are tons of help and so beneficial for me throughout the week. Whether it's just little clues of staying balanced in my drive, keeping my base wide that Joel reminded me of throughout practice, or to Will's point, whether it's in the meeting, him quizzing me, or in our time of pre-practice prep of going through our plays. I mean, we changed so much of our formations and the way we want to present a play up from one week to another that Will does a hell of a job of kind of just quizzing me, giving me the first word or two of a player, maybe even just the personnel, and it told me to spit the rest of the play out. And obviously earlier in the week it's tough, but we continue to do it, and by the end of the week it's part of why I'm playing the way I'm playing, and this offense is all on the same page.
Is that part of the answers before the test? A little bit that you kind of get from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another help. It's just another practice session. It's a way I get to call some of these plays, and I've said it before, right? I think someone was asking me about the wristband earlier last week, and it's one of those that, like I said, I love to call the play and look at people in the eyes when I'm calling the play that you never want to hesitate. And so as many times as I can call these plays throughout the week and just practice that when I say it, I'm sure guys in the huddle take confidence from just the way that I've echoed the play call that allows them to go out their job with more intention. Yeah, just a little turf burn. No, this is in the game.
To play a team like Carolina, a non-division team, 3 years in a row and on the road, very unusual. A lot of familiarity. Did that help preparation this week, and especially since they got the same DC and everything?
Yeah, most definitely it helps preparation. As you said, seeing them the last 3 years with the same DC as last year. Anytime you've got that, I'm not going to say it's like a division game, but there's a lot of familiarities and just what they're going to do, how they're going to attack, what we think they're going to play us, or maybe a certain look or defense they're going to give us that we struggled with last year. So all that helps. It's definitely different when you're playing a team 3 times on the road and not in the division, but I guess there's worse places to go to.
Is it hard for a young receiver to build trust with you? Because you have veteran guys and you know them a little quicker, but the guys you ain't got like Flanoy or even Jalen Brooks. Is that tough for them for you to trust them?
No, I wouldn't say so, and I think more than anything, it just goes back to that offseason. It goes back to the reps that we have banked together. And, yeah, I mean, then that's where I said that's the communication of the details of, once we've ran that route, okay, well, this is why I'm thinking of versus this DB or this corner or this coverage and expect the ball to be here or there. So, you can shave it off this or do that. So I wouldn't say so, and as much as anything, just the way that we coach this offense, and I mean the way that the coaches install plays. It might be a play that CD's in here and it's for him, but everybody knows things change, personnel's change, and if that's got to be your position, you better know what to do as well. And so that's all based on how much this means to the guy and how much he's practicing and doing what he's supposed to.
Yeah, Dak Prescott is spitting. Let me make sure I go and address some of these super chats real quick. Darren Posey, what's going on with you? Appreciate you. He said 55 means keep 57 off the field. Yes, sir. My brother Roderick, what's going on with you? Happy birthday. Appreciate you. My cousin, my brother. He said Cowboys Nation 30-24. New York. Oh, tonight. Man, ooh, that's big time. Randy Cadell, appreciate you. He said, I've been watching since I found out about you, bro. Appreciate you, Randy. And it is my unofficial co-host, Angie, the Rebel Chicks. What's going on? She said, happy birthday. She said, do you have a Cash App so I can send you something for your birthday? I think I have a Cash App. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm telling you, I'm behind on that stuff. I think I have Zelle, but I don't have Cash App. I'll have to look, but I don't think I have the Cash App. I think I have Zelle. I have Zelle, Sister Angie. All right, and if not, I'll see if I got a Cash App. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. It's kind of crazy in the grand scheme of things. How has the NFL, I mean, what is going on with the NFL? Why does the NFL have the Cowboys playing the Carolina Panthers 3 years in a row? They have the Cowboys playing Carolina 3 years in a row. And somebody's got to explain to me, why is it the Cowboys have to keep playing in Carolina? Why do they have to keep playing in Carolina? Cowboys played the Carolina Panthers in Carolina 33-10, November the 19th. It was a straight beat down. Cowboys pretty much dominated that game. Always a great stat game for the Cowboys. Always a great stat game. They held them to 187 total yards in 2023, 77 yards passing, 110 yards rushing. I mean, the Cowboys put a tour de force on the Carolina Panthers in 2023. We came back and played them last year with doggone Cooper Rush, and man, they had Cooper Rush up in there looking like Roger Staubach almost. Man, Cooper Rush was 18 for 29, 214 yards with 3 touchdowns. And this dude, Bryce Young, has struggled, not just with the Cowboys, but he struggled in general. But he definitely struggled mightily against the Cowboys. Game looked pretty much similar. And as a matter of fact, it was one of these games, I think the Cowboys had like 6 sacks in this game. 6 sacks. Kendricks had 1. McQuamu had 1. I think Michael Parsons had multiple sacks. I thought this was the game that they had all the sacks in last year. I may be mistaken. But the Cowboys just dominated the Carolina Panthers last year. They dominated them. I mean, it was 6 sacks. They allowed 6 sacks. Now, I'll be honest with you. The only reason why this game might not be the same is because Dak Prescott is injured. Not Dak Prescott, but the team is injured. Got quite a few injuries. We're going to look at the injury report. But if the Cowboys were at full strength, this would be a total annihilation. It would be a total annihilation by the Cowboys. But due to injuries, I think it'll be a good game, at least in the first half. And then I think the Cowboys will probably pull off in the second.
He's such a big part of this offense. 77 points, though, in 2 games without him. What has that done for the confidence of the other parts of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, confidence is high. When you add a guy like George and guys are just getting older, more experienced, whether it be Ferg, Tolbert, then you got a guy like Flo that comes in and contributes like he does. It's just exciting. It's exciting understanding when you get them all back how many weapons you're going to have. And once again, there's only one ball. So I think for the good part about it, right, is some guys can get their egos fed now, and then we, get back into it later. Understand that this thing's truly just about winning, and everybody's number gets called. Just who knows what day it is. If it's back-to-back games or if it's 4 games without a few catches, whatever. When you're doing things right, you're playing the right way, and you're helping this team, you're going to have success.
But when a guy jumps up like Flo did last week, for the first time? Do you find yourself thinking, I better find out where he is?
No. No, you can't do that. If I do that, right, then I'm almost defeating the play caller's purpose at this point, right? I trust Shotty and Clayton and Shimmy and those guys to put those players in the best positions for themselves because they know the way that I read and play the game that trying to hunt down a guy, whether it be a CD or George Pickens, is never necessarily good for just the way that I see the game. No, I mean, that's my point about when you're just doing what you're supposed to do, you're running the route right and playing hard, your day will come, and flows just happen to come.
Guys like Kenny talked about how big last week was for you guys to get the win for the defense specifically, but what does that do for the offense if you guys are still early in the season trying to stack some of these wins?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a huge win for everybody. The greatest part about that game, right, it was, as I said, that defense getting that turnover right there before the first half ended, just the way we're able to roll and get 2 touchdowns and open that game up. So that's James Houston.
That's not what you said.
Part of what I said. Yeah, that as I was alluding to earlier in this, I mean, any road win is huge. And when you go out there and your defense was a big part of that, they obviously helped getting that turnover, starting it there. You feel good about going on the road again as we are this week.
Going back to Rico's comments, and buckle up's pretty mundane.
I mean, we have to. We're getting on a plane.
Yeah.
And he ain't hit me, so like I don't.
I feel like dad jokes are suiting you well now that you're.
Yeah, they are for sure.
But kind of that's kind of mundane trash talk. But you've been in this league for 10 years. How much does bulletin board material
Zero
actually apply in the room?
Yeah, zero. I don't think at all. And I think, and I'm sure, no, not to me, not for me. I don't think for many guys in the locker room. And obviously it means something to Rico, you know what I mean? But I also don't know if he necessarily meant it like personally to any of these guys in the locker room either, right? But I can tell you those defensive guys in there, they're going to be themselves regardless. And whether you were their friend or their teammate a year ago or not, I can tell you Donovan Wilson's coming downhill to make a physical tackle. I can tell you any of those guys up front are trying to make physical tackles. Kenneth Murray's going to do the exact same. So it's not about whether he says it or not. It's about the way that those guys approach the game and the way that.
My Cash App is in the chat for anybody who was interested. Angie asked for my Cash App. There's my Cash App. Appreciate it. Not required, but I appreciate any gifts y'all give me. To God be the glory.
That we play being a professional.
But you talk trash a little bit on the field, right?
Depends at times, for sure.
We saw that in Philadelphia week 1.
I wasn't talking trash.
You just wanted to know what he had to say.
Wanted to know why I thought I spit on him.
What were you smiling about in that moment? The camera caught you smiling at J-Lo.
I smile all the time. Do I not? No, I did not spit on him.
What impresses you the most about the way Javonte runs?
He knows where he knows where the offensive line is blocking, and he knows like where's the soft spot in the defense. And you can just see it on times of him setting up things and then coming back out this way as he knows, move him, and there's that hole back there. And so very, very patient, but yet physical as it gets. As you see, just should have been stopped in the backfield on a third and short last week, and throws the guy over his back and runs through the other guy and gets the first. That super physical, but smart, and it's not just a bull in a china shop. He's doing it very calculated.
Obviously, winning is a team thing. We know that. One more win for you, and you'll pass Tony for third.
What up, Brandon Cup?
In this franchise, obviously the guy that came before you. What would 2016 Dak think of that?
Never celebrated third place, so it's one of those another stats, one of those things, as I said, when you've played this long, that you're just going to climb. Probably in 2016, I was a little arrogant too, a little bit more, and he'd probably be mad until, just give it time. So
back in 2016, remember we would ask you questions about Tom Brady and how he was playing.
Wait a minute, I didn't see this. Hold on, let me. Sir Nose, what's going on with you? Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't even see this. Edge, appreciate that super chat. Edge said Rico will take out his Temu dress during halftime. Boy, them dreads do look bad, don't they? Boy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, them dreads look bad. Them dreads do look bad, man. Them dreads look bad. Man, you're a professional football player. My son's got dreads, boy. And we know he ain't got no millions of dollars. He keep his dreads looking clean. He keep his dreads looking clean, there, your boy. Them boys on Rico, man, them things look bad. They really do. They really do. Hey, Angie, I appreciate you, my sister. As always, I appreciate you. Now, I saw you over on another YouTube channel. One of these days, now you're gonna have to get set up. You're gonna have to co-host the show with me. You definitely got to co-host the show with me. I think we'll have some fun. Appreciate you. Appreciate that cash gift you just sent me. Yeah.
Like into his early 40s, and I remember you saying at that time, you're like, I don't know if I could play that long. Has your perspective at all changed on that? I'm not saying to 40s, but how long that you will play the game?
40s would be a good number. Obviously, I've been through some injuries, played very physical in college. So if I can get to 40 playing at the standard that I want, yeah, that'd be awesome. But to answer your question, yeah, it's definitely changed. I can see it more realistically now. And I think as much as anything, just the fun and the peace that this game still gives me 10 years in is going to be hard. And you can't supplement it. So as long as I can do this at a level that I'm proud and happy with, I'll keep trying.
How big a fan of James Houston are you?
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan. Obviously, I know that moment was just saying something, right? Just trying to correct the announcer, put some name on him. But at this point, yeah, we got to put some respect on his name. Like, this guy's making plays week after week, sacks, turnovers. But just going back and, looking at just who he was throughout college, it's who he's been. He's been a game changer, and he can make plays, and not surprised about it. Guys taking advantage of his opportunity and proud of him.
Going back to the historical stuff, the statistical milestones are starting to kick in a little bit. Troy's name, Tony's name, Roger's name. How aware are you of that sort of in your place in history with this franchise?
Honestly, not until you guys asked me. Truthfully, don't look it up. Couldn't tell you. Honestly, couldn't even just tell you the number that you just said. Forgot that already. I know
what
you
up,
just
C
said
man?
third, but
what up,
seriously,
Q-Town?
just couldn't. I think if anything, it's just a testament to how long I've been playing, and that's the biggest blessing, and that's what I'm so thankful for, is just still playing the game that I love, talking about the peace and the fun that I'm having. And so to me, it's just about being present. And if I know if I can continue to do that,
what up,
at
Dustin
the level
Roberts?
that I want to,
Jay, what up?
Those things would just happen. So,
Justin Bradley, what up? Yeah, Dak Prescott, always a great interview. Always a great interview. Dropped some bombs there. And again, man, just kind of talking about this thing with the Cowboys. And this is the third year in a row that we've had to go to Carolina. That has to be some kind of mistake. When do we get Carolina in Dallas? Actually, I'm tired of playing Carolina, but, hey, hopefully it equates into another win for the Cowboys. The Cowboys need to really get on a win streak. They really do. They really do need to get on a win streak. And so the Cowboys winning on Sunday would be great. And then coming home, the Commanders, I believe for whatever reason, the Cowboys have just flat out had the Washington Commanders number. And then the Denver Broncos. Let me tell you something. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I'm going to tell you why I absolutely believe the Cowboys are going to beat the Denver Broncos. I believe Miles Sanders is going to have a game against the Denver Broncos. That is going to be incredible. Man, I'm telling you, this dude, I'm telling you, I don't want to look too far in the future, but I'm telling you, that dude going to have a game against the Broncos. You watch what I tell you. He going to have a game against the Broncos. He is going to be one of the key reasons why we going to put feet in the doggone Broncos, and we going to put belt to butt. We're going to put belt to butt. And I think Rico might have had a pretty good game against the Cowboys had he not started flapping his gums. But boy, now that he done put the Cowboys on notice, shoot, man, they might tackle him from the sideline. Players might run from the sideline tackling Rico Dowdle this coming Sunday. But it's going to be a great game for the Cowboys. All right, let's go over here to Brian Broadus. I want to kind of get through this so I can get to I want to make sure we get to some of our breakdown stuff, well, some of our discussion questions, because I think our discussion questions are going to be pretty good. We probably won't listen to all of Brian Broadus, but let's check out some of Brian Broadus on 105.3 The Fan. He's going to kind of give us a breakdown of what the Carolina Panthers have kind of looked like. And it looks like Ted McMillan, for all intents and purposes, Ted McMillan has been having a real good season. So let's listen to this Broadus breakdown, it's only 8 minutes. So let's check out this Broadus breakdown.
Carolina Panthers. Dallas loses this game if Carolina is able to run the football. And I say this in a way of if this game becomes close, if this game becomes where Carolina all of a sudden kind of figures out.
I agree, Daniel.
Man, we do not have to throw.
What up, Bernard Fields? Appreciate
we're just going to run. We're going to take 7-8 minutes off the clock. We're going to find ways. They've been actually. It's funny when you watch them down in the red zone. They find a way to get the ball to the tight end for a touch.
What? Eddie said, I will never unsee Rico having dreads 1 week and then a fade the next week, and then the third week some clip-on dreads. Is that considered an identity crisis? She said, I'm asking for the chat. And let me tell you what happened, I think. He probably cut them dreads off and then regretted cutting them dreads off, because when my son, this is the second time my son has got his dreads cut off. Well, when they cut your dreads off, Angie, I'm pretty sure you already know this, but when they cut your dreads off, they will give you your dreads. Or, depending upon what kind of dreads, what kind of grade of hair you have, they'll buy your dreads. And then they'll sew your dreads into somebody else's head. Or you can come back if you say, oh man, I regret cutting my dreads. They can literally put the dreads back in your head. Because when I look at George Pickens' dreads, they kind of look like that to me. It's like George Pickens got his dreads cut off and then he was like, no, I want my dreads back. And then he got them put back in his head. It takes time for them things to start looking right, Andrew, when you get them done like that. I know I wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it. Cause my son, he'll just grow his back because his hair grows real fast. He'll just grow his back, Angie. But I think that's what happened with Rico. Rico may have sold them things back in. Man, they look pretty. They look pretty tough, Angie. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you, Angie. Boy, them things look tough on Rico Dowdle head. I'm sorry, man, but if I was in the NFL making the kind of money them dudes making, my dreads gonna be looking like CeeDee Lamb's, if anything. Man, I ain't gonna have my dreads looking all rough. I mean, man, Angie, you ain't lying, boy. That dude Rico Dowdle, boy, them things look rough. Dale Caldwell, appreciate that. Happy birthday. Yes, sir. Appreciate that $10 super chat. Yeah, they look rough on him. No doubt about it. All right, let's check out Broadus talking about the Carolina Panthers.
Touchdown, they'll throw the ball to wide receivers. McMillan hadn't have a touchdown down there yet, but they'll run the ball in. But Dallas has got to be very, very mindful. And I say this because I feel like that Dave Canellis, the head coach play caller for the Panthers, he's not going to expose this quarterback. Even though Dallas's pass rush was better last week, they could do some things to the Jets that they did to the Jets to Carolina. So I don't know if necessarily that you're going to see Dave Canellis be real interested in putting this game in Bryce Young's hands.
No, I wouldn't be.
I just, the Carolina offensive line is, now we've
much better running than pass pro.
Yeah, much better runners than pass pro. and the way they've been running the football is through different ways. And I mean, it's the send motion way flip going the other way. There's been some zone stuff. There's been the sweeps.
Yeah.
There's been off tackle. It's not some running game where you're seeing, oh, wow. Like, I did see a crack toss that went for plus yards. So, but it's not, it doesn't have the elements of what you've seen with the Cowboys. And the reason why, they don't have the athletes. They don't have the.
Not to mention, they don't have Clayton Adams. Shoot, Clayton Adams is a run game magician. And let me tell you something, the Cowboys are genius. Big Rombowski, if you want, make sure you comment on this. The Cowboys are genius. The Cowboys have got Clayton Adams in a headlock in a sense, and I mean this in a good way. Clayton Adams can't go anywhere. Big Rombowski, I think, brought this up the other day. Clayton Adams is an asset for the Cowboys. I mean, he has paid dividends in the run game, and it's only going to get better. The only way he can get robbed away from the Cowboys is that somebody has to make him a head coach. And you typically don't see non-play calling head coaches and run heavy. You don't get non-play calling offense coordinators and run heavy offense coordinators. You typically don't get them being sought after by teams because teams want these prolific passing games. And so, man, Clayton Adams may be here for a minute. I think he's going to be one of the keys to this team getting a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. He's going to be the key because the run game is already potent. Just wait until the Cowboys get this run game humming with not only Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, or whether that be another running back that we get in the draft next year. And I'm telling you, and I still think the Cowboys can tweak this offensive line when you look at Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton. I mean, we'll see how they develop over this year and see what they do coming in next year. But if they really get it together and this offensive line looks the way that we know it can look, boy, the Cowboys going to run right to a Super Bowl next year. And if they get it together, they're going to run right to a Super Bowl this year. I mean, the Cowboys are scoring at an enormous rate. It is literally incredible how many points the Cowboys have scored in 4 games. I mean, minus the blip in Chicago, man, the Cowboys been scoring, 37, 40, 37. I mean, it's pretty incredible what the Cowboys are doing. And that run game is a huge, huge part of it. Again, Dale Cowell appreciate that super chat. Man, let me read what Dominique Pittman said. Dominique Pittman, boy, you are late to the party. He said, let me find out dudes out here borrowing dreads like they're getting lace fronts. I'm roasting them all day. Bro, Dominique, they're doing it. Dudes are doing that because I'm telling you, the lady at the beautician that does my son's hair, she offered to buy his dreads. He didn't sell them to her. She wanted to buy. She wanted to buy his dreads and sew them into somebody else's head because she was like, you gotta, because he's got like reddish brown hair, and she wanted to literally sew his dreads into somebody else's head. Man, these dudes been doing it. They been doing it. So if you ever wonder why some of these dudes' dreads look kind of toe up from the floor up, well, that's the reason. That is actually the reason. Oh, okay, Poopy D, you want to get to the Hall of Famer Darren Woodson. All right, let's tell you what, Poopy D, just for you. Let's listen to about another 3 minutes of Brian Broaddus, and then we're going to get to none other than Darren Woodson by request of my man Poopy D.
Athletes is the offensive line at tackle.
They got some big dudes, slow-footed, like Iquanu. Their left tackles are slow-footed. Yeah,
that is the big problem that they have right now and they have a quarterback that when he feels pressure, he will try and run. But like my guy Voch Lombardi likes to say, he'll also do things to sack himself.
Absolutely, he will.
And he'll also fumble the ball when you get in the pocket too, and you pressure him. He'll drop the ball on you too.
Tiny hands.
Yeah, and he kind of gets bumped around and then just loses the ball. But if you watch the games leading up to this last one, there was not a lot of offense. The Atlanta game that was pretty impressive what they were able to do. But overall, they've kind of struggled offensively to do some things. The things that Dallas is bad at, they're bad at too. You know, if it has to be throwing a deep ball, they're bad at this too. They'll throw deep balls, they just can't complete them.
Yeah.
You know, they just the quarterback has a problem with that.
They're bad at defending big passing plays too, aren't they?
Yes, he said, yeah, I was going to take a peek at them tonight. But the thing I've noticed about their offense,
Angie said after Patriots,
I think they're 30th in air yards.
Anything in the intermediate range, they're mid-pack with that. But overall, though, the tackles set particularly deep, and you can walk them to the quarterback, so you could really squeeze the pocket on this guy because how deep their tackles set. They're worried about that, like they don't want to get beat up the field, so they're trying to get depth and then set on.
Lonnie,
you
I think
right
Donovan
there,
Ezrako getting his first one
engage,
too.
and then hopefully the ball's out, but it hasn't been getting out like it has. Tet McMillan is a legitimate player. We all understand.
Yeah.
If you follow us on our show, we've talked about Tet McMillan maybe more than any other player in the draft.
100%
We were thinking that he was going to be a guy. It started to be that he was. It was Genty was getting mocked, and then all of a sudden Tet McMillan started getting mocked, and then it was like I know Zach and I started hearing like, "There's no chance in hell you're going to get Tet McMillan. He's going before you pick."
Bummer, man.
Yeah,
So
Cowboys wanted
obviously
Ted
you'd rather
McMillan.
have the
But I'm gonna tell y'all this: the Cowboys wanted Ted McMillan. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad the way it worked out. I'm glad the way it worked out. I would much rather have George Pickens than Ted McMillan. I would much rather have George Pickens than Ted McMillan. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I would rather have George Pickens. George Pickens is a monster. And I do believe the Cowboys are going to sign George Pickens. They're going to have to pay the money. They're going to have to pay the money for him, but I'm just telling us, I would rather have George Pickens than Ted McMillan. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have been mad if we'd have got Ted McMillan, but I'm glad that we got George Pickens, and I want the Cowboys to I want the Cowboys to pay George Pickens. Dominique Pittman, boy, you got me laughing, bro. Man, you didn't know they were actually that they actually saw other people's dreads in people's head, man. Man, I'm telling you, boy, my son told me about that, man. I'm like, boy, this is crazy work. Man, ain't no way I'm gonna sell my doggone hair to somebody. Ain't no doggone way, bro. But some of these dudes, man, shoot. That's why they look so bad. I'm just telling you. Poobie D, he said that would have been nice, G, but I'd rather have GP too. Yeah, man. Yeah. Poobie D. George Pickens, man, this dude is about to hit his prime. Nah, the maturity, the experience in the league. Nah, man, George Pickens is a godsend, bro. Absolute godsend. Blue Star TV in the building. Appreciate that super chat, Blue Star. He said, happy birthday, G. I wish you nothing but great blessings. Same to you, my brother. You and your family, too. Hope everything is well. Go Cowboys. Yeah, hey, let me tell you how great it is, Blue Star. Since you asked, Blue Star, let me tell you how great it is. My wife's birthday was yesterday. And, you know, the Bible says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. Man, when I think about my salvation, my wife, my children, when I think about just life in general and this channel, man, I'm telling y'all, this channel has been such a blessing. You guys support, man. I'm just telling you, I can't even express to you how much of a blessing y'all have been. Hey, Blue Star, man, since you asked, I just got to tell you, man, since you asked, brother, boy, everything is going well, man. Everything is going well, Blue Star. Appreciate your support. Appreciate all of y'all support. Yeah, Poobie D, I'm telling you, man, GP is, boy, GP. I'm ready for the Cowboys to sign GP. I hope the Cowboys sign GP before the season is over with. Get this man signed, boy. Woo, boy. The big Rambowski said, not just Pickens, but you also got... Say it. Big Rambowski. We're going to look back on Tyler Booker, because I meant to say Tyler Booker too. Boy, we're going to look back on Tyler Booker. We're going to literally look back on this draft right here. We're going to look back on this draft in 2 to 3 years, and we're going to say this is one of the best drafts we ever had. Bro, when y'all think about who we were able to get in this draft, it is incredible. It is incredible. Man, we were able to get Tyler Booker. We were able to get Donovan Ezeraku. You watch what I tell you by next year. Man, we were able to get Savon Revel Jr. Anybody check Shamar James out the last game? Balled out. Shamar James balled out the last game. Does he got some work to do? Yes. Man, we ain't even got Jay Toya in the game yet. Wait until we get Jay Toya acclimated. Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa. Man, let me tell you, we're going to be talking about this in the next 2 years. Man, they went heavy hitter in this draft. And to get George Pickens, Cowboys went heavy hitter, man. James Houston in free agency. Man, the Cowboys went heavy hitter all day long. Kyer Elam, not starting quality yet. Kyer Elam, I think, will be good as a backup. Not starting quality yet. Not sure the Cowboys are going to re-sign him, though. But when you just look at some of the things the Cowboys, man, Solomon Thomas, man, some of the things the Cowboys did in this free agency, plus the draft, boy, I'm telling you, boy. Yeah, Jay, I'm with you. George Pickens got that Dez Brad dog in him. Justin Bradley said, G, reading this chat is so funny. Man, I'm telling you, it's the best chat on YouTube. What's going on, Brady Mahoney? I appreciate you, my sister, from the beginning. Appreciate you. Superstar status. He said, zesty crazy work. Yeah, man. Hey, Poopy D, he said they sew in dreads and Wawa. Man, I'm telling you, they be sewing in dreads. Boy, my son told me that. I said, what? Boy, I said, don't you dare sell nobody your doggone dreads. You better get them things and burn them. Man, be sewing in dreads in the people's head. Then people be wondering why people be running around with mismatched hair on their head. It's crazy work. It's crazy work. Poopy D said they put them dreads on with a chin strap. Man, it's crazy work, man. It's crazy. It's absolute crazy work. All right, let's listen to the rest of this, and then we're gonna go over by request from Poopy D. Hey, Poopy D, boy, Darren Woodson dropped some bombs. And I can't say I necessarily agree with all of them, but I'm not gonna disagree with Darren Woodson either.
Combination of Booker and Pickens right now,
Right.
But if they had taken McMillan instead of Booker, I think we'd be ecstatic right now still.
McMillan is a hell of a player, and he's everything that we talked about, the route running, the ability to separate down the field, the ability to go get the football, down blocking. I mean, this guy has got some
plays with some attitude too.
Complete,
he's the boss out there already.
Complete player and all those things. They've tried with Xavier Legette. He's really kind of I would say he's a disappointment with the way that he's been playing. You just don't see him when you look for those explosives. They've found McMillan, and that's kind of where.
By the way, I heard Stink in his play-by-play calling him Legette.
Legette?
They were both going Legette. So there might have been a name pronunciation that we need to.
Okay, Legette. I was Legette.
Yeah, I was always
a Legette guy.
Legette. They've got Hunter Renfrow, too, in the slot. Jimmy Horn actually makes some plays for him, too. Jimmy Horn out of Colorado.
Got speed, man.
Yeah, a little bit
I forgot about Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, he was a guy that people talked about maybe in the third, fourth round, but he ended up going in the sixth round.
Oh,
but
I forgot about Jimmy Horn.
The problem they run into is their offensive line cannot pass block well. They're going to run block better. Their quarterback doesn't see the field well enough. You could pressure him.
Too short.
I think Dallas can do, like I said, I think Dallas could do some things that they did to the Jets. I think the movement, I think the gap exchange stuff with the twist stunts, I think that you would come after him that way, Bryce Young. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think Dave Canellis is going to allow that to happen. I think they're going to try and run the football here and see if Dallas, who had some problems last week, there was some stuff with Kenny Clark and with Osa and those guys, they didn't really do a great job up front controlling the run. So I'm going to challenge them. And Rico Dowdle ran the ball well. They're down 17-0, and they just started running the ball because they got tired of Bryce Young messing it up.
Because he turned the ball over twice.
Yeah.
He just dropped it, like you said, and then sailed a pass, gets intercepted. I mean, he'll turn the ball over.
He will
threw it at the cameraman at one point.
Yeah. So this is
Trayvon Diggs might have his first interception this week.
If Dallas can't handle the run, then this is probably going to be a real close game. If Dallas's offense is able to put points up on the board and take Carolina out of the running game, Dallas will win this game easily.
That's
from what I've seen so far with the offense. But it's the quarterback. They're going to lose this quarterback battle to the Cowboys. The Carolina's going to lose to Dallas on the quarterback battle. They're going to lose in pass blocking here. The run blocking stuff, that's their chance. That's their best chance to win this football game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try and do it.
It's got to be Fowler and Houston a follow-up game against these tackles, right? Like, I want to see pressures. It doesn't have to be 3 sacks or whatever they combine for and all those splash plays, but we got to see consistent winning, and if that happens and they can stop the run,
got to get 2 in a row.
I don't think I'll ever get as far as Stephen Jones saying this could be a damn good defense, but this defense could be trending towards average.
Yeah,
both those things.
It's kind of what you need with this offense being so
they
good.
get overshown, man.
I just don't think that Bryce Hunter can throw the ball well enough to affect, even though Dallas is so
You mean Bryce Young?
Poor at times playing pass defense with the coverage. I think the pressure I think the pressure will be a problem. And here I am saying pressure. I mean, we've only seen it really 1 week, but boy, this would be a good week. This line is not as good as the one you played last week, and they took advantage of that group with the Jets
and tackling.
Hopefully, yeah, the tackling's got to be.
Got to tackle. That was a big reason Rico had it the day that he did.
Yeah,
Miami was falling off. And
buckle up, man. They didn't buckle up.
They had to buckle up.
Awful. They really were.
Well, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah, Miami's terrible, though. Cowboys aren't terrible. They're injured. But I think even injured, the Cowboys are better than Miami. Boy, Newhouse fam is in this thing. Cloudy. Newhouse fam said, tackle Rico, all you're going to see is dust from his helmet. Boy, y'all got to be rolling up in this thing, boy. Boy, that is crazy, boy. Uh-oh, Angie got a new boyfriend. She said when Nealon finds herself coming back. I'm not sure he coming back this week. I'm not sure if he coming back, boy. Boy, I'm telling you, man, this dude, Rico Dowdle. Let me see if I got the picture of Rico Dowdle. You know, Rico Dowdle, man, when you see Rico, boy, he don't look. Man, Rico don't look nothing like them pictures, do it? I mean, guys, when you see them in football games because they have helmets on, boy, when they take them helmets off, boy. Rico took that helmet off, man. Them dreads, let me see. All right, Newhouse fam, he said he wanted to see them dreads. Now, Angie, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm gonna tell you up front. Rico didn't get his hair faded for this game.
Just able to get to the second level. Those guys obviously creating huge gaps up front, allowing me to get to the second level, and that was just the case. Making a guy miss, breaking the tackle, and that was the case.
To have such a large part in this comeback win, what does this mean to you?
A lot, you know. Like I said, when given the opportunity, just being able to go out there and showcase what I can do. But definitely was a team effort. Took all.
I'm not sure if those are so in, but they don't look.
Back and come back in and,
they don't look all that good. I can tell you that part.
Rico, Dave said
they don't look all that
good.
good.
Guys to run a little more violently, get through some of those arm tackles,
How big was
Yeah,
that?
that's
and
Rico
did you
Dowdle and them
really kinda
dreads,
take
man.
that to heart today?
Yes, sir. That's one of the things we've been focusing on. So we were able to run it.
Yeah, them struggle dreads right there. Everybody can't wear them dreads, man. Everybody can't wear them dreads. All right, Pooba D, let's head on over here to Darren Woodson. What? Pooba D up in there tripping. Pooba D said Elam got wooden cleats on. Boy, he said this man got wooden cleats on. Boy, that boy Elam, boy, yeah, man, Elam was the best defensive back, bro. Elam was the best defensive back in training camp. I don't understand this thing with this. I don't understand this thing that happened to Kyrie Elam, man. I don't understand it. All right, let's listen to Darren Woodson real quick. Man, Darren Woodson was dropping some absolute megaton bombs today. I don't know how they managed to get Darren Woodson on here today, but they got Darren Woodson on here today. Let me see. They got Darren Woodson on here today, and I was tripping on that too. I was like, how'd they get Darren Woodson on here?
Well, let's crawl. We crawled during this interview so that you could walk and get this knowledge so that when you go to work.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that.
So when you go to work tomorrow, when you're hanging out with your friends, you can just sound a little bit smarter if you listen to what Darren Woodson had to say. We asked him an array of questions all surrounding the Dallas Cowboys and just football in general. Get your popcorn and enjoy Darren Woodson breaking down the game.
What is it right now, 5 weeks into the season on that defensive side of the ball?
Personnel.
Really?
This is an easy question. It's personnel. Like, look at your two corners. Blandon, he was out the entire
first 3 weeks.
You had
Yes, sir,
Diggs
Harrison.
that missed. You had the bad knee injury, and he's
Right.
coming back. And now you're asking them to come into a season, which they haven't gotten any reps.
Yeah.
An entire new defensive scheme has just come in.
Third in 3 years.
Third in 3 years, right? They're not comfortable within the scheme. The defensive coordinator is not comfortable running man coverage because he doesn't trust the outside guys on the edge, right? So there's a little bit of both. They're trying to play a little zone. They're playing a lot of cover three.
Yeah.
They don't know how to run the cover three scheme the way that the defensive coordinator. I mean, there's just so many nuances that go in. People think that you can just plug a guy in, like a Diggs who's played 6-7 years. He can just come back in and just plug him in without getting reps. It does not work that way.
Okay.
It does not work that way. We had Deion Sanders who came in into our scheme, and we were busting coverages left and right until Deion got an understanding of what the scheme is. It just takes time.
And we're talking about Deion, maybe the greatest corner of all time.
But greatest football player of all time.
Yeah.
Yes, and it just takes time, and I just don't think this team has gelled in that fashion. Nor do they have an outstanding pass rusher who can win in one-on-one situations.
So the communication issues, this has been a big thing for me. Eberflus has said that he's going to change it to one word.
Now I'm changing my mind on the issue of not having the pass rusher. I do think we got a pass rusher that can beat one-on-ones consistently, and his name is James Houston. And I think as Jadeveon Clowney gets back acclimated into the game, I believe that Jadeveon Clowney is going to be able to beat one-on-ones too. So we do got two pass rushers that can get to the quarterback. I do think they can beat one-on-ones and can now get to the quarterback consistently. We just got to continue to unleash them. And again, I'm realizing that we saw the same thing. I mean, we've seen it now 3 times. Of the 3 people, it was Nolan. I don't think the defense had as much of a time adjusting to Dan Quinn for whatever reason. I think Dan Quinn is much more of a hands-on defensive coach, hands-on defensive teacher, gets out there, demonstrates things. So Dan Quinn really got the buy-in from the defense very fast. Same thing we're looking at with the Washington Commanders. He gets buy-ins very quick from his players. Dan Quinn is just a very good people person. But we saw Mike Zimmer last year. It took the Cowboys until Thanksgiving to get it turned around. And so now we're going to see, okay, so last week we had a very good game. Can we string together 2 good games and to, continue to solidify? And I'll tell you this, maybe they can tell me anything they want to, but some of the good changes on this team, they're coming from injury. They're coming from injury. Wanye Thomas took Malik Hooker's spot last week. Now, from what I'm hearing, Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson, from what my understanding is hurt. Marquise Bell, we're probably going to see some more Marquise Bell. I'm just telling us. Some of the things that we're getting is from injuries, but nevertheless, I'm glad they are improving. But again, Darren Woodson is basically saying that you just can't plug and play players and then think they're just going to get this thing and be up to speed, in particular on the defense. So maybe by the time we get Overshown back, maybe this defense will pick it up and we'll be rolling on all 4 cylinders because the offense is already where we need them to be.
There's been a lot of problems. We've seen slip-ups because sometimes it's personnel where we see a guy's getting beat. Sometimes we just see a guy wide.
I'm with you, Tristan. Your
communication problems when you see it this deep where you're the 32 ranked passing defense. Do you put that more on the DC?
I agree,
more on the players not getting it? Where does that?
I hate blaming coaches. I hate blaming coaches because you watch, being in an NFL locker room and being in media rooms, you know how dedicated these coaches are in this league. It is so competitive. We talk about being competitive on the football field. In a coaching room, it's that much more competitive because everyone wants that job. They try to drill into the players exactly what they want, and they try to simplify. I can tell you, over the years, we try to simplify everything, and that's what good defenses do. Yeah. So it's up to the players who are getting paid millions of dollars to study, get focused, have an understanding, having culture to stay after, and do some extra work. They have to learn the system. Now, I do agree with some of the things as far as knowing your personnel and knowing how to put them in certain situations. But they're not playing a lot of man-to-man coverage. They're playing a lot of zone coverage, which should protect them.
And because we saw Diggs come out and say, like, I want to play more man. I want to play less zone. How does a DC and kind of as a player, how do you build that relationship where what I'm most comfortable with and versus what you're going to coach in?
You earn it. You earn it. Like Diggs, you need to earn it. It's not like I'm just going to let you just play man-to-man. It ain't about just Diggs. Yeah. I got to have Wilson cover in man-to-man situations. I got to have my other safety cover in man-to-man situations. These guys aren't ready for that. They're not ready for that work. They got to play a little zone until they get ready and they get sharpened up to start playing more man-to-man. But right now, I think Eberflus is doing a good job. I mean, he's lacking personnel-wise.
What made you a great safety?
I just love the game, man. I mean, I don't.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Hey, Poobie D, let me back up on let me back up on Eberflus for a little bit. Taryn Woodson said he's doing a great job. Matt Eberflus is putting all of this onus back on the players. Far be it for me to argue with Darren Woodson. Darren Woodson just clearly said it's not Eberflus' fault. It's the players. Okay. Devin Mills, you make a great point. Man, these doggone Alabama quarterbacks are cursed. These Alabama quarterbacks, they just never turn out. I mean, they win national titles, but they don't turn out. I don't understand why no one has picked up, and I'm pretty sure people have picked up on it, but I think that people kind of I think people try to say, well, maybe this one will be different. Nah, man. These Alabama quarterbacks are cursed. None of them ever do well. They don't do well. I mean, backups best, at best.
I don't know if I was any different than anyone else. I think I was probably athletic in the sense that I could cover the slot receiver or cover the tight end or
what up, Rena Zaguini?
Be
appreciate
versatile
you.
in certain situations. But I mean, it's just passion. I just love to show up and compete.
Yeah. going back to my boy HT, right? He's got a Hall of Fame resume. His issue is he played on 3 different teams, right? Minnesota, Detroit, New England before they won the Super Bowls. Henry Thomas.
Oh, Henry Thomas. Okay, yeah.
Okay, 93.5 sacks from the nose tackle position. I just read off the stat, and I don't even know if you knew, out of 5 safeties in the entire NFL history, only 5 have 5 All-Pros.
Robert Dudley, I was like, who the world's Bryce Hunter, bro?
When you hear these conversations and you go through this, like, does it bother you? That you haven't been in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. I mean, I would be lying if I sat here and said it doesn't bother me. Yeah, it bothers me. It does. I mean, because, I played this game at the highest level.
Ron Hanna, we about to discuss that in a minute.
I probably have more snaps than anyone in the 90s. I have 3 rings, and yeah, you always want to be rewarded for what you've done, or be recognized for what you've done. So yes, I mean, it bothers me. It bothers me that I'm not there. It bothers me that my kids haven't seen me walk across that stage, and my wife, my mom, and everyone else that poured into me all these years. Yeah. And not only that, but the guys that I played with on that defensive side of the ball never got recognized. And we were number 1 defense throughout those years of winning Super Bowls. So, yeah, I want to recognize those guys.
Before you get to the NFL, obviously there's a lot of steps that have to go right. Yeah. If you had to talk back to your younger self, and obviously you've got...
Man, let me tell y'all something. Brandon Cup said he got no hairline, he got an earline. Man, Brandon Cup, let me tell you something. Man, people got to be careful with them dreads. I don't know what it is, but these people with them dreads, man, it messes up those hairlines, bro. It really does. One of my sons, he won't get dreads. He refuses to get them. He gets his hair, I don't know what he does. It's like twisted up or something, but he won't get them dreads. 2 of them do. Man, them dreads, man. If you gonna have a receding hairline, you really gonna have a receding hairline after you done with them doggone dreads, man. Really gonna, man. Man, I'm telling you, you're going to have a bad hairline if you get dreads, if you were already going to have a bad hairline. I'm just telling you. Everybody shouldn't get dreads. I'm just telling you, everybody shouldn't get dreads, man.
Kids, what did you think is that most important stage of kind of really locking into your craft? Of course, it's a lifelong process, but if you don't hit it during this period, it's going to be tough to get to the next step where you see that major growth happen. Where do you see that for kind of the young people that are trying to make it?
Look, I'm a firm believer, though. The most dangerous person is someone who truly believes in themselves. If I truly believe in the work that I put in, it's like the Kobe Bryant thing. You watch Kobe Bryant, he believes in himself so much that when it's time to go play the game, he's prepared, he's done all the little things, and then he goes out and he performs. Yeah, there's some athleticism that goes along with that, but that's the most dangerous person. And I firmly believe there's a lot of kids today that come out and play, even in the NFL, that don't believe in their body of work and what they've done in the off season to prepare to play on Sunday.
Yeah, and that's scary when you're second guessing.
And that's scary. So when you do have the great ones, you know that guy is walking up and saying, I'm the baddest you can say in the world. This is what I do. This is who I am.
Real quick, Arizona State guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How do you feel about Arizona State in the Big 12?
Man, I love my school, man. Don't you start, man. I love my
I'm a
school.
Jayhawk.
We
That's what I'm saying.
been.
So how do you feel about the Big 12?
Yeah. We're about to. Hey, we're going overseas next year to beat y'all up, aren't we? That's what's going on, Fred.
We'll put something on it then before that goes down. How have
No,
you
I hadn't watched the thing on Michael Irvin yet, Ron. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
A little bit to see the Pac-10 go away. I mean, there's some.
Hold on, let's see. They're talking about something else here. Let's see.
Or just football?
No, wait.
Done a little bit of it in the Cowboys locker room. Pause. We've done it at Mavs Media Day.
All right. That was Darren Woodson. And they're asking the question, should Darren Woodson be a Hall of Famer? It's a travesty that Darren Woodson is not a Hall of Famer. It is an absolute travesty. And the Hall of Fame ought to be ashamed of itself. Ought to be absolutely ashamed of itself that this man is not a Hall of Famer. All right, we're gonna breeze through these next four issues. I think the kickoff is about 7:15. We're gonna go about 10 more minutes. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today. And we're supposed to Cowboys After Dark tonight, so we're gonna see. All right. I want to check out this box score real quick from the Carolina Panthers last week. Carolina Panthers box score. I want to check this out because I didn't really see what they did, but I want to look at like what happened in the game. I mean, the Dolphins are terrible. I don't understand why they paid Tua Tagovailoa. Let's go to this Carolina Panthers box score real quick. So we look at the Carolina Panthers last week. Some kind of way the Miami Dolphins, I guess, fell asleep at the wheel. Miami Dolphins were up 17-10 second quarter. Got to 13-17 third quarter. And then the Carolina Panthers went off on them in the fourth quarter, scored 14 points. Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, he had a decent game. I guess what happened is they started running the ball on him. Bryce Young, abysmal. Abysmal. But this is what won the game for him. Rico Dowdle. We're going to start talking about the offense and the defense Friday and Saturday. But this is a very simple game for the Cowboys. Stop Rico Dowdle. Stop them from running the ball. Score early. Score often. Get them down. And make Bryce Young have to drop back. Don't let them get back in the game running. Miami ought to be ashamed of itself, letting a team get back into a game by running the football. That is insanity. No, the Cowboys need to get them behind the 8 ball. How do you run for 206 yards? What? 200? That's crazy. 206 yards. This man literally ran for more yards than Bryce Young threw for. Wow, is all I can say to that. The key to this game is going to be simple for the Cowboys. Stop the run. Miami only scored 24 points. The Cowboys are scoring -1 game with Chicago. They're scoring 37 points. I don't think there's no way the Carolina Panthers can score 37 points on the Cowboys without multiple turnovers and just some crazy stuff going on. Cowboys should win this game, but we're going to talk about it some more over the next couple of days, looking at that box score. That's insanity. I see why Rico Dowdle feeling himself. Shoot, Rico Dowdle think he finna roll up in here and do the same thing to the Cowboys. All right, this Cowboys injury report, guys. Cowboys injury report is crazy. Crazy work. Cowboys injury report. Well, I'm trying to get to the Cowboys. Okay, so this isn't the Cowboys report. Let's look at it anyway. Wait. Okay, there's 2 of them on here. There it is. All right. Let's look at the Cowboys injury report. And we're going to look at this again tomorrow and Saturday. Look at this. We already knew about Tyler Booker. Dante Fowler is on here now. Didn't practice on Thursday. Maybe he'll be back tomorrow. So CeeDee Lamb, of course, we know about him. Angie's boyfriend is not playing again, which is good. Joe Milton, personal issue. Not worried about that. Jonathan Mingo did not practice. I'm thinking Jonathan Mingo is going to make his debut in this game. Jack Sanborn did not practice. Thank you. Jack Sanborn, don't practice the rest of the week. Miles Sanders did not practice. May not play against Carolina Panthers. We'll see. Kevontae Turpin is not going to play this week. Deron Bland, shoulder injury, limited. Jadeveon Clowney, hip, he'll play, limited. Johnny Cornelius, limited. He'll play, I'm sure. Trayvon Diggs, we already know the story. He'll play. James Houston, I'm sure he'll play. Angie's other boyfriend, Marshawn Nealon, says he's limited, so he might play. Tyler Smith, limited. He'll probably play. Manages pain. Wanye Thomas, he'll definitely play. Donovan Wilson, limited. I'm hoping that he doesn't play this week. I would love him not to play. I want to see Marquise Bell. Kalen Carson, full participant in practice. Tyler Guyton, full participant. Kenneth Murray, full participant. Sam Williams, full participant. But I think the Cowboys have somewhere around 15 to 17 people on their injury report. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Carolina Panthers, they got some significant injuries on here. We'll see how it turns out on Friday to see the game status. But Chuba Hubbard, whatever his name is, did not practice. Akileb Evans did not practice. Taylor Moton, Turk Wharton did not practice. Jalen Coker, Mike Jackson, they did. They were full. Jatavion Sanders, Charles Smith Wade, they were full. So they only have about 4 people that did not practice, but we'll see how these turned out for the game. But the Cowboys, injury bug is bitten the Cowboys again. The difference is this year, thankfully, Dak Prescott is healthy, so he kind of makes up for a lot of that. And so my question to us is, now that Rico Dowdle has ran his mouth, and we're going to get some final answers on this on Saturday. But do y'all think Rico Dowdle runs for 100 yards against the Cowboys? That's one of the questions I have. Will Rico Dowdle run for 100 yards? I think the Cowboys are going to they're going to do everything they can do to make sure he don't run for 100 yards. Also, potential trades. Man, a lot of people have been talking about these trades for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't see it. I don't think the Cowboys are going to. I know the Cowboys aren't going to go out there and get a running back, because I don't think the Cowboys are going to want to give up the draft capital to go and get somebody like a Breece Hall. I'm not even sure if they need Breece Hall. They need to see what Maffa in blue is. Let's see what they are over the next 3 games. If there's anything the Cowboys should probably go and try to get some reinforcements, to me, it's defense. But the question is, who and what are you going to trade? Who and what are you going to trade? That's kind of where I am with the matter. And so I'm wondering if the Cowboys might actually be trading rather than trading for. I'm wondering. I got about five people that I have as potential trade candidates for the Cowboys. I'm wondering if the Cowboys, with Mingo coming back, would the Cowboys consider trading Jalen Tolbert? I think Jalen Tolbert probably has the most value out of the people that the Cowboys could trade. Jalen Tolbert. The Cowboys could think about trading Sam Williams. I think the Cowboys could think about trading Schoonmaker. I also think the Cowboys could think about trading Mozzie Smith. I think Mozzie Smith needs a new environment. I just don't think he works for the Cowboys anymore. And then the Cowboys might want to think about trading Trevon Diggs once Savon Revel Jr. comes back. We already know Trevon Diggs is not a part of the future plan. So I say if the Cowboys could get something for him now, get something for him now. Savon Revel Jr. gets healthy. Maybe you bring back Stephon Gilmore to put him back there on the back end. I think the Cowboys got some options with some of their cornerbacks coming back getting healthy. So, but as far as who the Cowboys could trade for, I know a lot of people keep talking about running back. I don't see it. I don't think there's a running back out there that the Cowboys would take over. Number one, Javonte Williams is emerged as the 3rd best running back in the league. So you're not going to go out there and get somebody as good as Javonte Williams. The Cowboys, I don't believe, are going to give up a 2nd-round pick for a running back. They're not going to do it. Javonte Williams is running way too good to even do that. No. See what Jaden Blue, see what Phil Maffa is. I think the Cowboys will be fine. And then finally, as we get ready to get out of here, who wins tonight? Eagles or the Giants? Eagles or the Giants? Eagles or the Giants? I think I would rather see the Giants win. Y'all tell me what you think. I would rather see the Giants win because I think the Giants pulls the Eagles back to the pack. Cowboys win this week. We're only a half a game behind the Eagles. I think I'd rather see the Giants win tonight. Y'all tell me what you think. New York Giants or the Eagles? I'm pulling for the Giants, but the Eagles are a hard out for anybody. Boy, they really are. They are a hard out for anybody because they can win so many different ways. Poobie D, he got the Giants 22-20. Blue Star 30-17. Niecy says she want the Giants to win. Me too. Caitlin said, go Giants. Newhouse fam, Giants upset. Robert Dudley said Jack Sanborn depth in a 1-year rental. Shoot, man, Jack Sanborn is out this thing, man. Lock and D said the OC is trash. Superstar status, he said go Dart and go Midgets. Yeah. Ron Hanna said trade Donovan Wilson. Yeah. Mozzie, Sanborn, Diggs, Hooker, Sam Williams. Yeah, man, Sam Williams. If I was the Cowboys, I'd trade him. I'd trade him. Mozzie, Schoonmaker. I'd look at trading Schoonmaker. Who else you got down here, Ron Hanna? You talking about both of the safeties. Trade both of them. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, too. I'd trade both of them. Newhouse fam said Barkley gonna try to show out tonight. I can see it, too. Mitchell Green said the Eagles played the way they played last week. Giants pull off the upset. He said if we get them bubbling G-men, this could be a blowout. Man. Angie, Eagles always fall into a win. Angie, they reminded, at least this year for sure, they're reminding me of the Kansas City Chiefs from last year. Always finding a way to win. Robert Thomas, Giants 24, Eagles 21. Needs to said if the game is close, refs will help those Sheagles. You better believe it. You better take them out the game. I agree with you. Robert Dudley, if there's one place I think the Cowboys should be considering trading, it's linebacker. If I'm them, that's where I would be. Maybe get one linebacker. Shamar James and Maurice Leofau, I think they're good to go. But I would go out and maybe get one more linebacker. Ron Hanna said he's hoping for the Giants, but the Eagles need to save face with the drama. Yeah, man, they might come out and start throwing the ball tonight. Tristan York, Giants 28, Eagles 24. That's his hope. Ooh, Angie said I'm keeping Diggs and trading Bland. Angie, we done already paid this man Deron Bland. We done already paid this man Deron Bland. I doubt they're gonna do that. But I feel you. But you know, Angie, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give this dude credit. I think Trevon Diggs has played pretty good this year. Denise Wilson, appreciate that cash app. Appreciate you. I think Trevon Diggs has played pretty good, all things considered. I think he's played pretty good. I'm gonna give him credit. All right. It's time to get to the New York Giants game. I've been waking up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all pray for me, but I plan on doing Cowboys After Dark tonight on my birthday. I am going to do Cowboys After Dark. So I plan to be back around 11, 11:30, or 12. So y'all hit that notification bell. Angie, you talking about Trayvon Diggs? Angie, I gotta give Trayvon Diggs credit. He been playing pretty good this year. He might even be better by the mid-season. Shoot, he get all the way healthy. He might be pretty good. And as a matter of fact, on the Cowboys, I'd keep him on the pitch count. No more than 35 snaps with Trayvon Diggs. Keep him fresh the whole game. Keep him fresh. If I'm the Cowboys, that's what I'm doing. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all rocking with me on my birthday and the 1-year anniversary. Couldn't do what I'm doing without y'all. One of the greatest blessings in my life. Let's Talk Cowboys in the chat and the people who support, and I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. My man Poobie D, he said drink some communion wine tonight. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tonight if the Lord is willing. Until the next time, DC4L. Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.